All right, we got it live. If you guys are over on YouTube, want to hit that like button, leave a comment, interact, help get it out onto the page there, the viewer page, I don't know, the thingy. If you guys are over on TikTok, want to double tap that screen, comment, interact, help get some people in here. Not sure if Jaden's joining us this morning. I was just reading over the news. How's everyone doing? If you guys want to go ahead and comment, interact, that'd be cool. Get some people in here, that'd be awesome. Let me get the chat up for you guys over on YouTube. Hit the refresh there. All right. What's going on, everyone? I was reading over this morning. This is the IMF. The IMF released a update to its world economic predictions. It cut forecast for global growth by 0.5% to 2.8 for 2024, by 0.3 to 3% from its January forecast that showed growth would reach 3.3% in both years. So global growth is going down. That's awesome. We expect that. I think the April GDP numbers or the quarterly GDP numbers are coming out on the 30th. So there's that. If you guys are on TikTok, want to double tap the screen, I might reset. Doesn't seem like it's going out to people. So why would anyone support a Democrat? I don't know. For all of the obvious reasons. We don't destroy global economies. That's why. Am I live on Twitch? Yeah, it's live over there. Oh, oops. There we go. I forgot to hit the start button. There we go. I checked and it showed live, so that was my mistake. How's everyone doing? If you guys want to go ahead and double tap the screen, comment, interact, help get some people in here. No notification. All right. I might reset here in just a second if it's not doing it over on TikTok. If you guys are on YouTube, hit that like button. Would help. Would appreciate it. How is everyone doing? Good morning. I honestly hate this, that I have to reset the live this early. That would suck. Would not be good. Jaden probably still sleeping, but I'll message him. Hey, Brooke, appreciate it. The dollar for... Hey. Alright, I'm going to reset over on TikTok. And when I come back, just bombard the chat, double tap the screen, help get some people in here. It's not going out on the For You page. So I'm going to reset real quick on TikTok. On YouTube, sit tight. Give me 1 second. It's annoying. Right here. Free up space. How's everyone doing this morning? Just getting everything ready to go. It's noon where you're at? Well, I guess it's not a morning live then. What's up? The price of eggs? Groceries? You're not wrong. Gas is going through the roof right now. Gas is going up like crazy. Should we close? I don't think I could close out of the live there. Anybody else's gas going up right now? Mine's going nutso.
Delete that video and post it again.
Okay. My gas is like gone up since Biden left office like 60 cents. I think it's at 4.19 or something, which is up from the 4 or 3.75 it was. It's getting up there. What's going on, everyone? We are back over on TikTok. If you guys want to go ahead and double tap the screen, comment, interact, get some people in here, that would be cool. What's up, YouTube? If you guys want to go ahead and hit that like button, would appreciate it. Leave a comment, interact. We are starting up the morning live, so viewerships are going to be probably low over there for a little bit. But, you know, when I start doing mornings, yesterday started doing mornings. So, yeah, if you guys want to double tap the screen, comment, interact, help get some people in here. Let me see. Gas prices fluctuate between $2.90 and $3.30 every other day. Oh. Yeah, it's not fluctuating very much. It's just going up. What's going on, everyone? If you guys want to go ahead and double tap the screen on TikTok, comment, interact, help get some people in here. It sucks I have to spend the first 10 minutes of the live doing this. We'll just start talking about the news here in a minute. So everyone's focused on the Catholic, and I don't care. Not interested. Don't care. Nancy Mace is, yeah, she got into a thing. There's not a whole lot going on in the news this morning. The Dow seems to have recovered a little bit. But as is the case, yeah, it's recovered. It's just it's just up, down, up, down, up, and down. Up, down, for no goddamn reason. All right. If you guys want to double tap the screen, comment, interact, help get some people in here, would appreciate it. I'm not sure Rena has any review stuff, so see if we can get a debate in here in the morning. All right. The outlook is not looking good. No, it's not. The bond market is failing too. Not a lot of people are talking about that. What do you guys have for the over and under on Hegseth resigning? You think he's going to be forced out? I think he's going to be forced out. I think he's going to have to be forced out. Now we have even less people in here than we did before I reset. Awesome. I'm on Deer of the Day now. Yeah, it's going to be the morning live. I'm just more so getting the feel of it and what we're going to do for the morning, but I think it's largely going to be news. I think we'll, I think waiting... It's a bit hard getting everyone in here and then having to wait 10 minutes before actually starting the actual show is a bit annoying, but yeah. If you guys want to double tap the screen, why aren't you forced off this app? I thought you loved free speech. Don't you love free speech? Now you want to use suppression. Huh. It's almost like you don't like free speech. That's weird. That's weird. Hey. RTP does his own thing, so, I do, but you just spread propaganda. That's free speech. Even if you think that's what it is, that's free speech. Then you're against free speech. Anyway, RTP should he's doing his own thing, so, yeah. He's doing his own thing. He's got a pretty reasonable sized morning show, so. All right. See, I'm going to invite this person. Oh, he has his invites off. Of course he does. Of course he does. Of course he does. So, economically, did something happen in the market today that I missed? Liberalism is a mental illness. I use a thing that came up with over 20 years ago to make my point because I saw it on a bumper sticker. Gas prices are absolutely not down. Gas prices are not down. Oil is not gas. Gas is absolutely up, and it's up in my area. Reading over the comments here. Is something happening in the stock market that caused it to rebound 1,000, or is that just the norm now? Is it just the norm now that we're going to have like 1,000-day spikes and 1,000-day drops until the stock market's gone? Gas is actually up across the U.S. It's not coming down. Unsure how the keg says stuff. The keg stand saith. All right, if you guys are over on YouTube or over on TikTok, if you guys want to double tap the screen, comment, interact, help get some people in here, would appreciate it. Up here we got the corgis. If you guys want to support, help get out on the For You page. Not really sure why TikTok's cucking me like this, but they expect tariff de-escalation. I thought tariffs were good. I was so confused. I thought they were good. All right, if you're debating, go ahead and hop in the box. Jacob, I'll invite you. You know what's funny when people call me liars is that I'll ask them for a single thing that I've lied about, and they don't know. They can't tell me. They can't tell me at all. Never can. Tariffs are a negotiating tool. It'd be really nice if we knew what he was negotiating for. Because he hadn't said. Like, it's a negotiation tool to get what? Stuff? To get stuff? Democrats used to love tariffs. Democrats have never advocated for blanket tariffs. Well, when do you guys want to join? It's getting pretty pathetic to listen to you cry in the comment section. I'm just seeing what's going on in the news. There's not a lot going on today. SCOTUS hears religious rights dispute over LGBTQ plus books. Expect them to rule in the worst way. Yeah, not a lot going on. All right, if you're debating, go ahead and hop in the box. If you're not, please hop out. If you guys are, if you got a question or anything like that, I would appreciate it. Biden didn't remove the tariffs from the first time Trump was president, so he removed all but 10s, or no, he removed everything but 90%, and his own administration admitted that they don't work. MS-13 is bad for America. I would argue that Omega is worse. That's what I would argue. All right. If anybody has any questions or anything about that stuff going on in the news, anything you want to ask, go ahead and hop on in the box. I don't think Jaden's joining us because it is the morning live, so we'll have to see. I'm waiting on Rena to see. I don't even know if Rena's up right now. Let's see. Let's see if there were some playbacks over there. No. Okay. Oh, Rena, do you have any stuff that we can review over on Reddit? I don't know if you have any clapbacks or anything like that. Woke terrorist. By all means, hop in the box and tell me how I'm doing that. There's a lot of people crying in the comment section that are too afraid to jump in. And if you're too afraid to jump in, you don't actually believe that Trump is good. Can Trump really afford to fire Hegseth? I've been wondering that too, because he's claiming everybody vouched for him and that he was going to be this great, spectacular, you know what I mean? And now they're like, no. So how do you backtrack on that without looking like an idiot? You know? How do you actually backtrack on that? Danny, appreciate it. Thank you for the resub for 25 months. Appreciate it. Harry, what's going on? Good to see you. Just want to go on the record, I did encourage John to throw shade. John Scott started a rumor last night that I was 5'8", I guess. So, and it's making its rounds on the internet. I'm not. It's whatever, I don't care. All right, if you guys are debating, go ahead and hop on in the box. If you finally find a pair, by all means, go ahead and request up. If you guys are not debating, hop out. I'm waiting to see if Rena... I messaged Rena on... Insta. Who cares about height? No one. John just thinks it's funny. Who will be the first cabinet member fired? If I had to guess, probably Hegseth. Although, technically, Vivek got fired from his duties because he was managing two agencies. He got fired from the other one, the ATF. Hey, Dark, I didn't say it. No drinking, I didn't say it. There is for real now like 5 guys in the chat that are sitting there chirping mega talking points that won't jump in. Wait. Who said what? I'm not 5'8". It's okay. I don't really care anything to that degree. Anyways, if you guys are debating, go ahead and hop on in the box. Just reading through the chat right now. Just waiting to see if Rena's got some stuff in here. But if you want to debate, if you're a Republican, it's not too scared. I mean, it's a 1v1. Okay. Said that everything's about Garcia. I guess we're just going to hang out this morning. I don't really see that much news going on. I mean, the Pope died, but I don't care. You know? I don't care that much. Has anyone ever told you you look a little like Luka Doncic? Everyone. But Luka looked like me. Luka looked like me, okay? I was born first. I'm older. Luka looked like me. 4 months in, they're already looking at firing staff. I don't think we're 4 months yet. I think we're 3, right? Let's talk basketball. I don't know enough about basketball. Fat Luka, don't talk about my dick like that. Not with that forehead. Oh my God. Blake, that's a cute name for a lesbian. Be real with you. Good for you. Okay, if you're debating... if you're debating, go ahead and hop on in the box. Even if you guys have a question or anything like that, we could take a panel live this morning. Hopefully we can get some people in here. But I'm not seeing... I don't know. I see Gray Eyed. I don't know if Gray Eyed wants to hop in. But yeah, I don't think we have Jaden this morning. That was actually a great joke. It's actually a great joke. When you see the picture, you're going to be like, ooh, yeah. Yeah, there is a lot of coping going on over on the TikTok chat. If you guys want to hit the like button over on YouTube, double tap the screen over on TikTok. That'd be cool. They're so scared to debate. It's actually crazy. Actually so crazy. You never debate. You just tell them they're stupid and then... Well, no. So that's wrong. I debate and then I call them stupid. It's different. Be interesting to me. It's so crazy to me the amount of people that come up here and just get shredded. How's the missus? She's good. She's good. It's amazing to me how many people come up here and get just shredded, and then other people in the comment sections just come up there to chirp because they're too afraid to come in and get shredded. Because like every time that happens, where a dude's like, "You don't," and then I just run him over in a debate, he's like, and then they freak out and leave. It's pretty much what. You ain't shredding nothing? Well, come on and find out about it. Come on and find out about it. You won't, because you're scared. It's all right. I know. Nothing to be upset about. I know you're scared. I looked into StreamYard yet? Not yet. Haven't had time. Not with the holiday and stuff. You found $3,000 in credit cards? All right. What should we talk about this morning? Someone give me a topic to start just going in on. No, I'm giving the power you want. Shh, you're scared. It's okay. Shh, 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 shh. We get it. You're scared. It's okay. Hegseth. All right. Well, okay, we can talk Hegseth. Student loan debt. Yeah, your student loan debt stuff is going to start up. If you guys have it in forbearance, May 5th or something like that, you'll have to start paying on it again. Food shortages. Is cranberry sauce a sauce or jelly? I think a jelly. Why aren't you at the Un-F America tour? Would be if I got... Well, no, I wouldn't be. I wouldn't have went anyways, but didn't get invited. So Hegseth. We'll start with Hegseth. I said that, like... I try to explain to Republicans why Hegseth is such a bad idea. And here's the honest answer. If I had the same qualifications as Hegseth, which is not enough to be the DOD, the head of the DOD, it's not enough. But if I had those qualifications, if I had higher qualifications, if I was, I don't know, a colonel even, I may consider not taking the position of DOD head. Why? Because there's going to be a war over Taiwan. Because whoever takes over is going to have to deal with that. And I don't want to deal with that. I wouldn't want to deal with that. I wouldn't feel qualified to do it, right? In the same way that Hegseth has just put himself in this position, he's going to be dealing with military logistics, he's going to be dealing with organization, and it's going to be a chaotic mess with him at the helm. He should not be there. He's a danger to U.S. security. He doesn't know what he's doing. He has to deal with, threats to U.S. security. He has to deal with potential wars that happen. He has to deal with a whole bunch of stuff and coordinating people to do that. And he just does not have the qualifications. Period. And he's out here sharing stuff on Signal, which, by the way, if you were in the military and you did that, you would go to prison. You would go to prison. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And he can't argue that he didn't know. That would be his whole argument, right? Well, I didn't know, but there's literally clips of him saying that it was wrong that Hillary did it. So he does know, right? So did he send them? Yeah. Did he berate Hillary when she did something similar? Granted, different, but similar? Yeah. And said that she should go to prison? Yeah. For things that were less? Yeah. Hegseth's got to go. Trump's in a weird predicament because if he gets rid of Hegseth, basically he admits, hey, I fucked up. And everything that the left said about Hegseth was completely correct. Very clearly, he has an alcohol problem, which, is a problem. But also, he just can't even follow basic rules. He's trying to circumvent. I mean, that's what Signal's being used for, is to try and circumvent it being used or added to public record so they can say whatever they want. And they can communicate to that regard. They're trying their damnedest to make sure that these communications are not public record because probably a lot of it's going to be illegal. So while we didn't see anything illegal, it's probably going to be illegal. Although, to be fair, just hitting civilians, that many civilians, maybe a war crime. Maybe a war crime. Depends. You still support Democrats? You don't? That's embarrassing. Bill Maher, he's an idiot. Next question. Hello.
Hey.
What's going on? What's your take? You said you still support Democrats.
Anybody would still support Democrats at this
Why?
late date.
Why? Why would I not support Democrats?
Are you familiar with the last year and a half of Joe Biden's presidency at all?
More familiar with it than you are. Why would I not support Democrats?
An immature comment for you to make.
It's not immature. It's factual. You may not like it, but it's to
factual,
preface you from getting go. Because here's the problem: you're getting irate already, and so you're gonna try and make this about something that has nothing to do with what Biden was actually in control of or what he did as a policy, and just say Biden bad. Can you name some policies in his last year and a half that you're? Do you support him cutting insulin to $35?
I'm not a Trump supporter. So for the people in the comments, I've never voted Republican.
It's gonna be one of the Palestinian votes.
It's a genocide.
Oh, how's that working out for you?
How's what working out for me?
So you abstained from voting?
I'm irate right now, right?
Did you abstain from voting?
Me?
Did you abstain from voting? Did you vote Jill Stein?
Party.
Okay.
That's.
Can you tell me what you
fourth
got?
consecutive
Can you tell me?
election voting third party.
Can you tell me what you got for your vote?
So that was my fourth. Wait, what'd you get for your vote? I'm not familiar with.
Well,
the
I stood up
question.
against fascism, right? Even though we didn't win, I picked the better option. I'm asking you, you voted for something different than that. I'm asking you what you got for that vote.
I voted for
right?
progressive policies.
What did you get for it?
Same thing you got that you got with your vote.
Well,
Actually, no.
that's not, I mean, we did get the
Yeah,
same
yeah,
thing, but because you
have
voted against
a
it, me
false sense of
voting,
reality.
I voted for a potentiality. You voted in spite of knowing the consequences, right? So those are different. Those aren't the same. I voted for policies that would have benefited Americans.
Well,
You
the
voted
comment
against,
saying I
you voted
wasted my
against this,
vote, that's funny.
you
I
voted
wasted
against
my
the
vote.
system.
Yeah, I wasted my vote because I
Cool.
didn't vote
So,
for a war criminal.
awesome. So I'm
Got
just
an
asking you
upside-down
very
flag in their
simply.
bio. What a loser.
Well, you did. No. You did vote for a war criminal. Let's be real.
Callisto Furry.
No. You did
Oh,
vote for
I
a
did?
war criminal. Yes.
Did I?
Yes.
First of all, how is Claudia de la Cruz a war criminal? Or Jill Stein?
You voting for Claudia, you voting for either one of them is giving credence, is giving power to that war
You
criminal.
still support Democrats after that, what they've done.
I'm asking you
Bypassing
very clearly,
Congress
what did
to
you
send
get?
weapons to a country
Can you
on trial
can you address that?
for
Can
being
you address that?
investigated for genocide by the World
Can you
Court,
address that?
the
Can you address that?
ICC, the UN, and
Can you-
120 countries.
If you can't stop steamrolling, I'm gonna have to mute you. Can you address that? What did you get for your vote?
I got my moral integrity intact.
Is your moral integrity protecting the camps being bombed right now?
You're a disgusting human being. You're
I know you would
disgusting.
think that because I
Feeling
voted
for
against. I
Democrats
voted
after
against.
what
I
they
voted
have
for the
done,
better
you're
of the
a
options.
terrible,
I
terrible
voted for the
person.
better of the options. Yeah, and you voted
You're
in
a
spite of the
terrible
fact that you knew that those camps were
If
going to get
that- if
hit.
Voting for a genocidal administration isn't Nazi shit. I
You
don't know what
voted
is.
for it.
I
You voted
don't
for a
know what
genocidal.
is.
You voted for a genocidal
My
administration.
History is not on your side, buddy. and
Hey,
I'm so glad there's
you
a digital
voted for
footprint
a
of these fucking Nazis.
genocidal. Can you stop? You voted for a genocidal administration in your vote for a third party.
Oh, yeah, how are you gonna explain that one? Oh yeah.
I don't need to explain that one. You knew that what the consequences, what the outcomes would be. You need to calm down.
You don't know what I am, sir. My resting pulse is probably lower.
I
than
don't
yours.
care. You need to calm down.
Okay.
Thank you. You're voting for, in spite of the consequences. I'm voting to stop the consequences. Did it stop? Did anything change? In fact, it got worse. Did it not? BB's been bombing tent camps for what, a month now?
That's what I got.
Hold on. What's
I
been
retained
BB
my
been
moral
doing? What's BB been doing right now?
He would have, Trump would have to bomb Gaza for 16 months every fucking day to catch up to Genocide Joe. So stop.
I don't know what
The
that means.
Democrat
Donald Trump
Party.
already did.
The party
Do you know?
of Hillary
Hey, let
Clinton
me ask you a
and
question.
Joe Biden.
I'll ask you this question. Do you know anything about what Trump did in Yemen?
Yes, of course.
What did he
I
do in
follow
Yemen?
this daily. Yes, I do.
What happened? What happened in Yemen?
For a decade.
Not
There
bombing.
is-
Not bombing. What happened with the famine?
Yes, this has been happening for a decade, sir.
What happened with the famine under Trump?
Just go. I know you're gonna tell me.
You don't know.
You don't. Okay. You know more than me, as you said, right?
Yeah, this is my problem, is that you take Russian bot talking points and dissect yourself from the Democratic
Russia,
Party
I'm a
while
Russian
simultaneously...
asset.
I'm
You
still
guys-
fucking talking. What are you not understanding about that? You're yapping. You need to be doing less yapping. Jesus. Flippin' yapping. Good Lord. Getting walked on right now. My point is that you take Russian bot talking points, genocidal autumn. You take Russian bot talking points, you regurgitate them over and over until you get, Democrats disenfranchised with the party, and you have nothing, no knowledge about what's happening globally. Nothing. Not a thing. And then you sit here and go, well, look at genocidal Joe. Well, you talk about Trump. The people that died under him, the people that are gonna die under him. And you're over
I'm
here.
not
Oh,
gonna
I
let
get
you
to sit on my.
minimize
I'm
the
so
genocide
glad.
happening
I'm
in
so
Palestine
glad.
and
I'm
Gaza
so
right now.
glad.
I
I'm
won't let you
so
minimize
glad.
it, you
I'm
sick
so.
fuck.
I'm so
You're
glad. I'm
trying
not
to
minimizing it.
minimize the
I'm not minimizing it. I'm
genocide in
asking you.
Gaza. You're a disgusting human being.
I'm not minimizing it. I'm asking you why you don't care about the bombs being dropped on tent cities right now. This is the same thing you care about. This is what's happened. The institutional bombing of tent cities. It's been going on for like a month now. Did you even know that was happening? Stop talking.
Is the ICJ calling that genocide?
Is the ICJ? I don't know what they're
No.
calling it. I would
No,
call
they're
it genocide.
not.
Are they
No,
not
they
calling
aren't.
that?
So who?
Hold on.
So
Hold
what
on.
you're trying to call it a genocide that's happening in the
I'm
last
sorry.
9
Is what's
months?
happening in Gaza? Is what is happening in
disgusting
Gaza?
person.
Is it a stop? If you cannot
I hope
stop
they're
with
paying
the
you.
ad hominems, shut up.
I hope
If you
they're
can't stop
paying
with the
you.
ad hominems, you're gonna go. Okay, I'm tired of the. You're a disgusting person. Why? Because my vote wouldn't have allowed the bombing of tent cities. And is it a war crime? We're talking about Gaza. If you're confused, so the answer to that would be yes. God, she's insufferable. I didn't say talk yet. Now you may talk. Why did you sanction
You
the
know so
bombing of
much
tent
about
cities?
geopolitics. Why don't you give us a little
Why didn't
detail?
you sanction why do you sanction the bombing of tent cities by Donald Trump? Why did you sanction that?
Yeah, that's a pretty wild reach. But
That's
you
not
know.
a wild anything. That's what's
But
happening.
it isn't that you voted for the Biden administration. Literally, the Biden administration was sued
voted-
for genocide. Literally
I
sued for
voted
genocide.
for the better of two options
only
and very
president in
clearly
history.
I voted for the better of two options and very clearly based on what's happening now, it was the better option.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You weren't paying attention then. The last year and a half of his presidency, like you claim.
No, I was. I absolutely was.
I saw
You haven't been,
children
and what I find it
obliterated on a
so
daily
funny because
basis.
you haven't been paying attention
On
to
my
anything
feed.
that happened in the Trump administration. You haven't been paying attention to what's
Yes,
going
I
on
have.
now.
I'm up to date on
Oh
everything.
yeah, so I asked you, what about the famine in Yemen? You don't know.
I told you
What
about it.
can you tell
I
me
told
about
you
the
about it.
Rohingyans
It's been
escaping
happening for a
Myanmar?
decade. It's been happening for a
That's
decade.
no, that doesn't respond to my question at all. It's
Houthi
not even
said-
remotely close.
Even the
It's
Pope-
not even in the
even
same
Pope spoke
ballpark.
up.
It's not even in the same ballpark of what I'm referencing. And if you've been paying attention at all to what was happening there,
I'm
you
just
would
glad
know
there's
what
a
I'm
digital
talking
footprint
about.
of all
I'm
of
so
this.
glad there's a digital footprint too, so we know who to fucking blame. You voted
Yeah,
for
so
a
we know
third party.
who
You
to
sanctioned
blame.
Donald Trump.
The Holocaust
You
of our
sanctioned.
lifetime.
Yeah, I know, and you
You
sanctioned it. You sanctioned it. I'm done with her. What is this? If you're debating hop in the box, it's too fucking early for that. Jess.
Good morning, Tommy.
Good morning, Jess. I think we got Dia. Hello.
I wanted to just ask a quick question of her, but I'll ask you for future reference. The only question you should be asking yourself is where is Dela Cruz and where is Jill Stein and where are all these people right now?
Vacationing in Moscow.
Actually, Dela Cruz is in Brazil. Funny you say that, being funny, but Dela Cruz is in Brazil right now.
Yeah, I'm so glad they
I
did.
just, I just,
Yeah.
I don't know. People showing up every 4 years to disrupt instead of organization behind primaries and other efforts to get legitimate progressive candidates on your general election ballot. That's the issue.
Yeah, just not just these fake activists that are getting money from Russia to run their campaign. Dia, what's up?
Hello. Nothing. Just was hearing the crazy person earlier. So.
Oh, sorry, it's your audio's not that great right now.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me now?
It's not as good, but yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I just heard the crazy person earlier and wanted to help you with that.
Oh no, we're good. We're good. We're just looking for a debate and seeing if we can get someone in here to to debate us, but I appreciate you coming in. I'm going to see. I don't know if this person's debating. Nope. If you're opposition, go ahead and hop on in the box. Would appreciate it. I'm really tired. Jill Stein rears her fucking head once every 4 years, like fucking Jeepers Creepers, and screws an election up for us. What I find most fascinating is that a lot of people, for some reason, don't know this. In 2016, the way that the Russians influenced the election, the way that Trump won, was by disenfranchising Democratic voters, right? So they would do two things. They would target Republicans to unify them and target various different groups that they needed to. They got better at it in 2020 and 2024. But to basically go after groups they needed. So if they needed to go after moderates, they would have bot farms go after moderates, right? If they needed Trump supporters, they'd have to go to over Trump supporters and make sure they're out to vote. But the one thing that they would do with leftists was that they would get them to go after, Hillary, or they would get them to go after and basically take these leftists and disenfranchise them from the Democratic Party, so that they think that, and it's really effective with idiots. There's idiots on the left, and they'll basically hone in and go, "Oh, I can't vote for him because of this." I was like, "Yeah, you forgot the other 9 issues going on in the world," and it's like, "Yeah, you may have to stomach a vote, but you're not allowing fascism." I mean, could anybody here honestly stand here and say that they wouldn't have voted against Hitler or against Mussolini or against any other authoritarian leader simply because, I wouldn't say simply because, but vote for another authoritarian leader because the other person isn't perfect? No. Everybody here would think that was fucking crazy. Everyone here would think that was crazy. But when it happens, this is what people do. All right. If you are opposition, go ahead and hop on in the box. Would appreciate it. That would be cool. So, Jess, how's your morning going? Well, I guess it's afternoon for you.
Sorry, I walked away from my phone and realized I was muted. It's good. Life is crazy. Yes, it is. It is afternoon. It's 12:40 here. I'm in Eastern time, but campaign's crazy. Life's crazy. All the things. All the things. The
Yeah?
world's on fire. I need to make a video about Vivek Ramaswamy, which I know he has kind of been out of the conversation for a little bit, but I don't know if you saw, he just posted on X questioning why JD Vance is the one meeting all of the official people. He was like kind of throwing some shade.
Yeah, JD Vance met the Pope once. Now, I'm not saying JD Vance killed the Pope. I'm just saying that maybe we should send him to El Salvador just in case.
Yeah, so
Just
here's
in
his
case.
post. It's Trump. Where is it at?
Oh, look
Did it
it.
come
It's
up?
Hold on, wait. This is the guy. There he is. I still have your photos on here, but I'm just going to pull them up every time you come in so everybody can see you. Lucho.
What is he like?
Oh,
Pro
he's
Trump?
been stalking me. He's been stalking me for 3 years now.
Oh, that's not creepy at all.
And then he slipped up and we found him. I didn't find him, but he was found. He slipped up. So,
Yeah. If you make me big screen real quick, you'll see the interaction with Vivek coming at JD
it might be
Vance.
4
And
years.
isn't it a bit strange that JD Vance is the one making all these visits instead of President Trump? It's pretty
Throwing
bad when you
shade.
burn the bridge with Vivek. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think Vivek was liked very much there, to be honest with you.
I wonder why.
Yeah. We got Wes. If you are debating, hop in the box. If you are not, please hop out. Would appreciate it. Am looking for a debate. That would be cool. See if we can get some action here for the morning lives. I think we'll have some. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out the morning live and everything that's going to happen. We used to just do debates, but it's obviously a newer thing, so there's not as many viewers, or it's not showing up
Yeah.
for you page as much.
Morning can
So
be tough,
yeah,
especially when people are used to seeing you at a certain time and your algorithm gets a little
yeah,
wonky.
yeah. So it like it used to be that I got more people to view me in the morning when I did morning lives, but I stopped that over
Mm-hmm.
a year ago. It
Yeah.
actually was easier. Yeah, viewership's easier in the morning. I don't know why, but yeah, when you split time slots like that, it can get a bit difficult. So
Probably people like me who like use TikTok and other platforms as like background noise while we're doing things to listen to debates, listen to conversations. I guarantee you that's why you get a lot more engagement in the morning.
Rat Man, what's up?
I've just recently honestly been trying to educate myself more. I did vote for Trump, and I don't think I made a good choice on that. So
All
I've
right.
been trying to more of educate myself on policies so I can try and be, more informed the next time.
All right, cool. Is there anything in specific that you wanted to delve into?
Maybe tax policy because I hear a lot of different, you know, perspectives
Okay,
on that.
what is your what is your question on that?
Oh, what's your view on what is considered trickle down?
Well, trickle down is a colloquial name that's used to describe certain economic policies in which money is diverted to the rich in hopes that that wealth will move down towards the people. Trickle down doesn't have a set definition by like an economist. It only has the way it's been used in practice. So when there's tax breaks or other things like that that end up benefiting largely the rich, and the rich take that money, trickle down theory would be that that money inevitably is going to make its way to the workers. It doesn't ever though. So
I mean, I've heard
there's
the
not an actual
argument
like
that
textbook definition of trickle down, which can make it a bit ambiguous, but
well, I've heard an argument from people on the left saying it is inflationary, but I haven't gotten an explanation of how.
is it inflationary? I don't think it's inflationary.
I've heard people say that on the left.
I would have to see evidence. Personally, I would find that hard to believe, but is it I mean, like the only way that I could see that being an argument is if someone said it was inflationary because the rich then have more money and have the ability to buy up resources, et cetera, to charge more for profit and overhead costs and stuff like that. But outside of that, like as a policy and it's in a vacuum, I don't think that it's inflationary. Again, open to be changed on that, but
Do you think Harris would have been that much better than Trump?
do I think Harris would have been that much better? I don't think Harris would have been the most amazing president we would have had to have seen. But she could have been. I don't know. I mean, it would have depended. Would she have been better than Trump? Yeah, significantly. Would she have been better than any Republican? Significantly. Would she have been like the best president we've ever had? Would have been to be determined. But part of me kind of thinks, when I'm thinking about Harris, like she had the potential to be one of the best presidents we've ever had. You know? She had the potential to be the best president even we had, but all ruined now by an orange man in a cheap suit.
And my biggest problem with her campaign, I feel like, and I guess saying it, thinking I'm about to say it out loud, so, hearing it in my head, I guess it's the same thing with Trump, but at least Trump, I feel like Harris spent more time, and a lot of Democrats spent more time saying, this is why Trump will be bad, than actually saying, this is why we would be good, And I feel like I don't know well enough on what her policies were. I know, like, the child tax credit and things like that, but
Yeah. I don't think her policies were progressive enough, but yeah. The child tax, obviously income credit, the first time home buyers program. Yeah, there wasn't. I feel like so here's the thing. I feel like her policies were in a lot of ways like this is what we're going to do and get, but it wasn't like systematic reform. I think that's where people got lost and it got a little bit difficult. I don't think she addressed the economic question well enough, but yeah, she did have, in terms of plans, she did have quite a few of them.
Honestly,
But
I
like
still think
institutional, that's Trump saying I'm going to change everything, and she's like, well, you're going to get this, that, and the other. I would have rather taken this, that, or the other. But yeah, she definitely had policies. I feel like a lot of, I mean, but yeah, Democrats do focus on this is why Trump is bad, like generally speaking. But I feel like that should be enough as why not to vote for someone, you know, unless America just really likes abusive relationships.
I mean, looking
You know?
back at it, I really think either Joe Biden or Pete Buttigieg would have had probably the best chances to beat Trump. And I really think that in 2024. I do think Biden would have beat Trump.
I think he might have. It's hard to know. I mean, there's two major confounders that were in the 2024 election that, you know, obviously I overlooked, a lot of people overlooked, but that is the power of social media to direct people. I think that's crystal clear that needs to be center stage because that can have major effects even right up before the election. Yeah, I think that the Democrats need to focus on their economic policy to a larger degree.
What
But
do
yeah,
you
there's
think of
major confounders there. She jumps in at the last minute. You know, obviously these things are going to affect the election, and but yeah, if it was Biden, would he have won? I don't know. That'd be a tough question.
I think he would have had a better chance than Harris because America's very racist and misogynist. I think most people recognize that.
Yeah.
You put both of those
Do you have any other?
together.
Do you have? Well, yeah. Do you have other questions that you maybe want to ask or answered about policy?
Not really. My main question was on the tax policy because I'm not very well versed on that.
Yeah. So I mean, that would say that's. Is there any other specifics that you had on it? Did I answer your question? I hope I did.
Not necessarily. That was the main thing. I was hoping you were going to be able to bring up a topic on it. So.
No, it's just that's what trickle down is, and I've seen there's not really a definition of trickle down in like a concrete sense. It really is a colloquial term that's used to describe policies that benefit the rich at the
What,
expense
supply
of
side?
everyone else. So yeah. Did you have any other
What's supply
questions,
side?
or are you good?
No,
Huh?
I'm good.
All right.
But I said it's called supply side, what we're practicing, right?
You good?
Yeah, getting over bronchitis.
Sorry, the missus just messaged me. Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate you coming in. What happened to Jess?
I'm pretty sure she left when I came up.
All right. Well, appreciate you coming in. I'm gonna see if we can get another debate in here. Sound good?
Yeah.
We got history is mad.
Hey, what's up, dude?
Hey, what's going on?
Not much. I like the show a lot. Thanks for having me up.
Oh, no problem.
Let me turn
Are
up
you
my phones here. Can you hear me okay before I say
Yeah, I
my
can.
piece and listen? All right.
Yeah, go for it.
Hey, first off, I voted for the qualified candidate, not the orange clown. Just want to be clear about that first
Okay.
and foremost. You had a young woman on up earlier. I think she was a bartender because she was obviously shaking a drink. But she was pretty irate, and I don't think she made her point the way she'd hoped. But something she was possibly feeling, it kind of resonates with me. Her whole thing was anti-Democrat, and although I'm not anti-Democrat, I am a bit at a place where I would like to have my cognitive skills uh, honored, and I would like some choices. The bottom line is, I think a lot of us progressives are seeing things like the homelessness problem, and we know that there's massive issues with people getting help with their drugs and their drug problems and their mental health. It's a big problem in this country, and even even though I think the bottom line is two parties, it's too divisive, and I believe that there's a lot of us Democrats out there that are just wanting um, a spectrum of choice so that we can do the research and we can actually see what we think would be best for our children, as opposed to just going along with the least evil of two choices by our perspective.
Yeah.
And that's all I have. I'm happy to
No,
listen.
I don't.
I
No,
love the show.
I would say this. I don't disagree with you. I think the system that we live in is messed up. In a weird way, I think that, getting rid of the two-party system would only benefit Republicans. I think it would be really detrimental to the left. I'm not saying that that's like, the best option or anything like that, but I'm just saying like it may not be the best time to have had a third party, because it's very clear that the right is more put together on this. In terms of principle, though, like, yeah, I agree that we should not have to pick between this candidate or that candidate or whatever, and it should be built on a coalition, maybe like a parliamentary system. But the world we live in, the problem that I have is like, if I begrudgingly voted for Obama, right?
Yeah.
Over his drone program because I found like it was not justifiable, right? But I still did it. Why? Because it was the better of the two options, him or Mitt Romney.
We have
And
that in common.
right, so if we're talking about it in principle, then yeah, I would agree with you. We should have more options. If we're talking about it in practice, we have Democrats and leftists, and this is what I was afraid of was going to happen. I talked about it before the election. I talked about it after the election pretty extensively, which is that Democrats are going to run now to the easiest votes. Because why would they show up? Why would they push forward progressive policies for leftists if they're not going to show up to vote for them? And
Yeah.
so I think that it's more about just being like, oh, I disagree with you. I'm not going to vote. That's going to be my thing. And being like, no, the left wing of this party is a very, very strong wing, right? So if you're
Yes.
going to push forth policy, you better keep us in the back of your mind when you're doing it, right? And I think that that was an important part that leftists missed when they decided to go out and sink the election was really that, which is you have the ability. The reason it's like this: the reason that all of these policies are largely benefit boomers is not for any other reason than boomers show up to vote.
They vote.
So when
Yeah.
we're talking, right, when we're talking property taxes, when we're talking Social Security, when we're talking benefits, stuff like that, the reason Democrats pay attention to them is because of that, because they vote. And so it was like through 2020, right? The Democrats were we're going to go left because we can bring in the left vote, which they did, right? They're
Yeah.
going to promise to do all this other stuff. And they moved more to the left because the left showed up to vote. It was very clear that they were going to be an important voting bloc. And in 2024, kind of did something similar. I just think in the worst possible ways, where it was very like social progressive and not as much economic progressive. But,
Heard.
people didn't show up to vote. So I think that like if leftists want a say in this country, they need to be a big voting bloc. And right now they're just like, no, I'm going to go out and vote for someone else.
I agree. Can I quickly add to the point you just made though? Because I think it gets a little more micro than that, even than the vote. I think we all put this vote up every 4 years on a pedestal, like that's my job, that's being a citizen. But you know what boomers also do? Boomers don't just vote, my guy. Boomers write letters. Boomers send faxes. Boomers sit and look at the paper and see what their rep said lately, and they write to them. It's a completely foreign thing to some younger folks. And granted, I'm an old man, but it's a completely foreign thing to be active and to engage. And I think that that also has been a long time coming. We've been pushed to the easy vote for decades, man. We could, and I agree with you. Launching a third party now, it would be really hard times. But can you imagine if we would have started back when oh, what was his name? The Texas billionaire, Ross Perot. Yeah, if we would have started when Ross Perot started, or Mondale, like things can get good.
Sorry, my alarm.
Things I think there's a way, not without pain points, obviously, because I mean this is Earth. Everything has a pain point and a bottleneck. But when I wonder when we're going to start looking out for ourselves. Like two
Yeah.
parties in a country of 350 million is crazy. I went to Finland back in 2000 with my ex. There were 12 people running, 12 parties.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that, no, I definitely think there needs to be more diversity when it comes to parties. I'm not doubting that at all or saying that it shouldn't be. It would require a monumental reform that nobody seems to be wanting to put forward. So we'll see what happens, but yeah, I wish that the leftists would have showed up this election because then the Democrats would listen. But now, if you're not going to
I'm
show
with
up,
you.
why worry about you as a vote, you know? It's the
Yeah,
problem.
I was pretty passive before, and that was a big mistake. I'm a special education teacher, you know. So in my own ways, I advocate and I encourage my students to vote and teach civics. But I think you just hit it on the head. Nobody's willing. That's that's a hard truth to face, isn't it?
Yeah, nobody's willing to do it. And I just want to point out, I have seen a lot of cities completely give up on progressive reforms, completely give up on them, throw them out the window in their city council meetings. Just they're done. They don't want to. You know what I mean? Like, and I think that that's sort of been the reflection that's happening within the United States towards the Democrats, which. You know, now it's like we have the Democrats moving right when they should be moving left because the entire populace is moving left. So we also have a problem with young men.
No kidding. No
I don't
kidding.
think that they're not a very big voting bloc. Like they vote less than young women, but they are, you know.
For what it's worth and what I've seen, I've been doing my job for 10 years, and the decision making, the threshold for intolerance for feedback, whole host of things are lacking. Don't us teachers are working to get them up to speed, but you're not wrong.
No, it's I mean the primary problem here is self-victimization. That seems to be the common denominator across all of the problems within MAGA and people that have been red-pilled. It seems to be, you know, self-victimization. It's one of the worst traits humans have. You know, what she doesn't like
We
because
agree.
and they just yeah, you know. You
Oh,
know.
I
And
totally
I think it's
agree.
easy
And
to target young kids with it.
oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And look, I'm also neurodiverse, and there's a whole lot of us out there, the younger generations, who are just given trophies. Whereas, you know, I drink out of a garden hose. I'll leave that to interpretation, I guess, but I don't want to get too cadre either. The, I appreciate the good trouble you're doing. Hey, thanks so much for talking with me.
All right, appreciate you coming in.
Thanks, man.
All right. If you guys want to support the Morning Live, there is a Venmo Cash App in the bio. Alternatively, you guys can join the Patreon. I didn't see those, so I'm going to read those in just a second. Or Tier 2 on YouTube. This live is going to be public. I think what I'm going to do is we're going to have about a 10-minute lead-in, and then we'll start at 9 so that all of the channels have people on them so that we can just jump straight into the show. And that'll be the best way to do it. Dark, appreciate it. I also care about my cousins in Palestine. Vote HW. In Palestine, I vote HW. I don't understand. You're going to have to explain that to me. Isaac, appreciate it. Where are your seats in the House and Senate, lady? Appreciate it. Can we get some dubs and drumsticks in the chat for them? If you guys want to support the channel, though, there's a Venmo Cash App in the bio. Or you guys can support the Corgi, Ashley King Corgi goal over here. Person not connecting. Gotta go. Oh, Harris
That
Walls. Gotcha.
retarded.
Okay, that's
They
got
probably know.
2 seconds into that call. Not even that. 2 seconds. 2 seconds. 2 seconds into that call. Crazy. If you guys... 2 seconds. If you're debating, go ahead and hop on in the box. Oh, God. Why are you begging for money? My name's not Trump. I'm working for money. Thank you very much. Trump's out here. Bye-bye shoes. Bye-bye guitars. Bye-bye guitar picks. We got steaks, water bottles, a lot of them. It's so true. Oh, Palestina, so you see it in Arabic. Ah, got you. Am I running for office? No. No. We live in a country where you can buy a congressperson, a Supreme Court justice, or a president for the right price. Yeah. Yep, that's America. That's America. Impression is improving. It's the same one I've always used. I feel like you're just hating on me. All right, do you got anything else you guys want me to cover for the morning? So I think that the way that the morning live is going to work out is that we're going to run it a little bit early, like maybe 8:50 or something. And then at 9, we'll kick the live on. And we'll just go straight into the news and stuff. So it'll be like a hard 6, or a hard, well, be a hard 9. I don't know why 6, what the fuck? Start up at like 8:50 or something. What do you mean? My impression? The Donald Trump. It's true. The people are out here. They believe me. They say, wow, you're doing bigly things. Like you built that bigly wall in your brain because you got a big brain. A big boy brain. It's true. Do I think JD killed the Pope? I don't know. I think we should send him to El Salvador just to be sure, though. You can never trust that guy. Never trust a guy that wears eyeliner to random places. You know what I mean? It's true. All right. Do we got anything else going on? Bound to be better than Jimmy Dore. I fucking hate him. I actually hate Jimmy Dore. I can't stand him. I used to be a big fan of him. He's a POS. For sure. For sure. Do we got anything else to cover in the news? So today I'm going to be back. Tomorrow might be a little wild. I'm taking my portable setup with me, so I don't know if there'll be a morning live. I'm going to try and get it all set up, but it could take me a few hours to work out the kinks. But I will be live today, not at 6. I'm going to be live today at 2 to 4, 2 to 5, somewhere in there, depending on how much all stuff I get done right now. So 2 to 4-ish, maybe a little sooner. But yeah, 2 p.m. Pacific to 4. I will see you guys there. I haven't even told Jaden that, so y'all hearing it for the first time. I was trying to work out my schedule. But I'll be back. Dore's like a mega leftist, isn't he? He's a pro-Russian leftist. So basically an authoritarian. If you guys want to support the channel, there's Venmo Cash App in the bio if you want to keep the morning live going. And make sure you guys go check it out over on YouTube. I'll be back on at 2 p.m. Who else remembers how wrong this guy got the prediction? You guys still think 2020 was stolen. Also, I love your split ends. All right, everyone. I will see you on the next one. Everyone take care.